What's up, Planet Unity? Neptune Azazel here. This time, bringing a bit of an update. This is the final week of classes coming up, and that means I'll be able to focus fully on the channel again, like I used to during my previous 3-month break from classes. So that means new content, all that shit will finally be rolling out. You know, we've kind of been on autopilot for the last few weeks as my classes have rounded out, and now we're just starting to finalize scripting and all that wonderful shit. So what that means for you is, because it's E3 season as well, we're nearing, I think, 53-ish days as of recording this until E3 2018. So obviously we'll be doing our E3 predictions, and we'll be doing something somewhat similar to what we did last year, but not entirely similar because it was one of the worst series on the video, because it was me sitting here talking like this. And I think this title will do great. Well, it didn't all do that great. I was hyped for fucking Sea of Thieves, and now I'm basically apathetic to it, so it's hit or miss with stuff like that. So what'll happen is it'll be kind of like what we did for the anime awards, like each press conference or each day do like a little mini live stream of what, you know, our takeaways were for that day, you know, shit like that. And obviously it's not going to be all we do. We obviously have the gaming project, you know, pretty much planned out. I've got my portion of the filming done and stitched together. I'm waiting on either Noel to send me his shit, or once my classes are finally done on Tuesday, I can just fucking capture it all myself and have everybody call in once we have scripts in everybody's hands and the talking points and all that bullshit. Obviously, the Saturday morning reviews, Thurman's still working on his anime ales of the week. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. He should have had one up by now. Maybe it's because he got called in. Pretty much schedules have kicked everybody's asses. It feels good to not have to deal with that after Tuesday as much, since, you know, I've been burnt out for the last 4 weeks. Yeah. College is a bitch. But what this means for you is obviously that the new content, I can actually, you know, have my schedule open for Red to come and edit more often, meaning better quality for you, the viewer, which is always a great thing to have, that better quality for you, because this channel is just as much for myself and the rest of the creators to fuck around as it is for you to enjoy our content. So it's really great to have that bit of freedom again and not have to scramble like, this is the one day we can edit and live stream and do bullshit, and then this is the one day I have to film this project, and the one day I have to film this project, and the one day I have to film this project, since I'm the recording hub. So now that we have that out of the way, I have questions for the audience. Now, sometimes these get answered, sometimes they don't. They don't very often get answered. So sometimes I go to my Twitter where I have more followers, or I post it in the Facebook group. So those of you that haven't joined the Planet Unity Facebook group, is linked in the description, the art of the channel. My questions are, what kind of E3 coverage do you want or expect from us? If you just want this here, yeah, that title really got me. What do you think, Thurman? And then Thurman chime in. Or, what do you think, Kate? And Kate chime in. Or, what do you think, Justin? And Justin chime in. You know, or do you want, you know, what we did for the Game Awards, where I edited up, like, art for the title, and, like, talked about that title, you know, more in depth. Like, okay, this here, we're talking about, you know, fucking State of Decay 2, you know, it's finally getting released, and we're sitting here, you know, weeks from launch, and they showed off this new mode, and they showed off, all these crazy fucking weapons and all the settlements you can build and, all that shit. Or, they just announced another goddamn Forza. Can't they give Forza a break? It's becoming another Assassin's Creed. We're getting burnt out with Forza. We need, that year off that, really shaped Assassin's Creed Origins. We need to take that effect for, the Forzas and the other yearly installments. The reason that, Call of Duty isn't as stale is because they got 3 teams developing it, and talking points like that. Also, do you want us to do a Comic-Con event coverage, or do you just want us to skip that because it's, done elsewhere that you prefer, This is stuff that we need interaction with you, the viewer, to, know if there would be an interest for it. We know that if we're lucky enough on the algorithm, with our titles, we could, get views, but it seems like a wasted notification for those that have clicked the bell, and I hate using that term, click the bell, but it's very important, because it doesn't seem like every subscriber sees every video, and it's been talked about on everything from, your traditional anime channel, and my Sombra pop figure decided to fall because my neighbor stomped. That's fun. Everything from your anime and manga review channel to, political channels. Like, it's very well known that not every video hits the subscription inbox, so I hate even bringing it up, but it's a proven fact at this point. So, those kind of event coverages you want us to see. Want to see us do them? What way do you want to see us do them? Now, the next big question for you, the viewer, is there any kind of content that you want us to do now that the majority of us have a hell of a lot more free time, and the Recording Hub, myself, has a lot more free time to sit in front of his laptop and babysit a recording to make sure no issues arise with it. So that would be great if we could get some feedback on, like, hey, I'd like to see, I'd like to see you talk about this manga or this anime or this game, or, what are your thoughts about the state of the PS4? What are your thoughts about the state of the Xbox? Stuff like that. Do you think we'll see, an N64 classic? Do you think we talked about that during 23.5? What games would we actually, want to see on it? We talked about that on 23.5, so go check that out. But, or would you like to see them, skip off to the GameCube classic because the N64, they don't have the rights to a lot of the titles, and what titles would you like to see on the GameCube classic since they have the rights to more of them? What's your favorite franchises in gaming? Stuff like that. Those are all ideas we've, pitched for the gaming aspect, which is my personal passion project, aside from the podcast. I don't really partake in many of the manga discussions because I don't analyze manga as, Red and Thurman do on that kind of level for what I call the generic shonen. I respect One Piece. I love it as a series, but I don't analyze it as him and Thurman do. And I don't analyze, like, the Black Clovers or anything like that. I'm starting to read Dr. Stone again, so I can hop in that when we launch that. But that and The Promised Neverland will be where you see me for the manga discussions for the most part. I might chime in if there's, like, a fight, because I do have some MMA background, so I can hop in and deal with that aspect of it. But aside from that, I'd have really no interest to hop into the One Piece discussions myself, although I know Red would like me to, but I personally don't have interest in doing that. So, Red, there's your answer, live and on the air. Now, as for other gaming projects, the first one would be the state of gaming, and how everything shifted from one generation to the next. And then the second one I'm going to announce right now, it's going to be a bit of the thoughts on the various consoles and what they need to do to gain more of an audience, or it's going to be more of what we will see in the end game of those console generations. Or this console generation, I should say. Because whether we like it or not, we're going to see a PS5 and an Xbox 2 or whatever the fuck Microsoft decides to call it. They could call it the Xbox box and slap a giant Duke sticker on it and it fucking sell. So, what we need to see in that, I think I would prefer to do that one. But, I don't know. I'll leave that one to you as well, viewers. Another idea will be, are we going to see more of these retro remake systems continue to ship out from various companies? Because we got the Atari system coming out, which is weird. I never thought I'd see the day that we saw another Atari system, even if it is more of a retro style. So we got that Atari box coming out. We got another Sega Genesis that was announced, or Sega Master System, I should say. That was announced at the Sega Fest, and then we see Nintendo every year release one of these classic systems to try to hop on that retro market. So we could discuss that and what games we would like to see if, you know, say ColecoVision or Magnavox or whoever else comes back and from the grave and decides to release one of these systems, or if we'll ever see something from one of them, or maybe we see a, you know, emulation based Xbox original, or maybe we see like a emulation based PS1, because it's not like the technology's not out there. Slap a Raspberry Pi in there and ship it off for $80, and we've seen it succeed time and time again, to the point where it's normal to see a Sega one every year, and it's normal to now see a Nintendo one every year. So why the hell not let the others take hold there and gain some of that little bit of a market share? But I digress. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Feel free to answer those questions in the comments. If not, I'll post them up in the Facebook groups and on the Twitters and all the social medias that we have access to. And until next time, Planet Unity, peace.